Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got back from the theaters after seeing.
Hard eyes, motherfucker.
Wait, what? I knew I heard this title somewhere before.
Only cowards see shades of gray.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Why does this Punisher sound like a complete homicidal fucking
should be in the lab.
nutjob? Heart Eyes is a 2025 horror film that was directed by Josh Rubin, and I'll be honest, I remember seeing like a teaser trailer, so it didn't show much. It just showed this couple in their van and they're having sex and they get killed by a masked killer, and it's pretty brutal, it's pretty violent, and I sat there and thought, okay, intriguing. I'm a sucker for serial killer slasher films, and I'm also a sucker, weirdly enough, for a horror movie that takes place on a specific holiday that's not just Halloween, like any holiday. But it wasn't a teaser, it wasn't a trailer that made me go, ooh, I gotta watch this in the theater. It wasn't something that made me think I had to run out to see it. I probably could have waited, at least in my head, waited until it came out and it was available at home. However, I saw this review from Double Toasted, and they talked this movie up. They said that this movie was great. They said that this movie was so much fun. And so I said, okay, fine. You coaxed me, you pushed me into the theater, and you know what? I am glad that I saw this in the theater because I quite enjoyed myself. I think so far in 2025, it's very short in the year, but I have had a good time with horror movies this year. I think this masked killer, the type of mask that he's wearing, the whole heart eyes concept. Yes, it sounds silly, it sounds goofy, it even looks kind of goofy, but I feel like they made it work. They made a mask that kind of looked gritty and grungy enough to where I'm like, okay, I can buy this. It's not too silly and over the top. But there's this one part where the killer uses the heart eyes as almost night vision type, and I'm like, holy shit! There's actual mechanics to this heart eyes. There's more to it. I found that very amusing. The actors, let's talk about the actors. We have Allie, who's played by Olivia Holt. I have definitely seen this actress in quite a few other things, but I thought she was great. I liked her whole story. I liked her whole about relationships and about love, and she's so over it, so just not trying to date and whatnot. Because if you're one of those people who just don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day or don't like the lovey-dovey stuff, it's just not your thing at all, then yes, she's your voice. She's the person that like will fit whatever's going on there. Mason Gooding plays Jay, and I like Mason Gooding. I mean, I saw him in the most recent Scream movies. He's good looking as all hell, so I should dislike him. I should see him and go, you're a douchebag. But he actually plays this in a way where he's charming and likable and comes across genuine. And I was looking for reasons to not like him, but then there's this one scene where the cops think that he's the killer, so they have him in the back seat of their car, and Allie is talking to him through the glass of the window, and they're arguing back and forth, and then when she just says whatever and then starts talking to the cops, you hear him in the background still yelling, still pissed off. So, and like, that was hilarious. I think the comedy in this movie, I think, is the best part of this film. Sure, it's a slasher, it's a horror, and it might not be everybody's cup of tea because of that. There are kills that are pretty bloody, that are pretty gross. There's one kill in particular where I was like, oh shit, they actually went there with the gore and the practical effects. There's a lot of practical kills in this movie that is very much appreciated. Now, it's not on a level of Terrifier. I don't know if you'll ever get a movie that doesn't give a fuck more than Terrifier. They will torture somebody for 10 straight minutes of just their limbs being ripped off. This is not that. It's not that crazy. But if you're somebody who is looking for more of a comedy or more of a romantic movie, this might not be it. However, this movie does have plenty of romance comedy in it. It's very silly, it's very goofy, and maybe it's too silly and goofy for people who are looking for more of the horror. This is going to be a hard film to like navigate and explain of like who the audience is for. I mean, it worked for me. It kind of checked off and scratched all of my itches when it comes to what I'm looking for with horror. I thought the writing was a little smarter than usual. I thought the actors were very likable. They had good chemistry, even with all of the awkwardness of their whatever it is. And I think the kills were pretty solid as well. And I laughed a lot. I did. I laughed quite a bit during this film. I might not have laughed at everything, but I laughed at most of it. Now you have Devon Sawa and Jordana Brewster, who play the two detectives, the cops that I was talking about. And their characters' names are Hobbs and Shaw. So if that doesn't work for you, then maybe this doesn't. That joke, I know I did kind of roll my eyes, but I also thought they had a funny reaction when Allie was like the movie, and they were like, what? I think the way how the movie plays up the romantic comedy tropes. How many of these romantic comedy films have you seen where it's like, oh no, you gotta chase after somebody to the airport before they leave for good, tell them that you love them? Or how many times is it like, oh, your ex is right over there, so let me kiss this person even though they're not together? Like, there's a lot of things that this movie plays with and has fun with that I think you will recognize. My only real issue with the film, and that's divorce of will the comedy work or is it too gory for people, like besides that, the killer's reveal, I'm obviously not going to get to it. But when you get to the reveal and when you get to the motives of the killer, you kind of go like, huh. I mean, I wasn't shocked or surprised by who the killer was, but I definitely heard the explanation and went, I don't know if this makes any real sense at all. I don't know if this lives up to what I thought the reasons why this killer was killing couples specifically on Valentine's Day. I thought it made sense, and then they kind of went a completely different fucking way with it. Whatever, because it did not harm my enjoyment of the movie. I still enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm going to give this a good date movie. Which, yes, imagine if you don't tell your date what movie you're going to see. You kind of take them on a surprise. And voila! Ta-da! I'm sure the rest of the night will go very well. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think of Heart Eyes? If you've seen it, did you like it? Or if not, watch the trailer. Does it look appealing? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Hard eyes, motherfucker.